Welcome to Get Savvy, the podcast for people who want to claim back their time through the power of delegation, productivity, and automation. Today, we are talking about generalists and what they are and why you might want to start with one of them.
Yes, you might be feeling very overwhelmed, but not really 100% sure what kind of help you need. You just know that you need some help. And I think sometimes we think, oh, well, I need help with marketing, so I'm going to hire a marketing person. And I need help with admin, so I'm going to hire an admin person. Need help with bookkeeping, going to hire a bookkeeper. But you don't have to. We've got a better solution for you that if you're new to outsourcing, if you are new to delegating, getting someone to help you, new to having team members in your business, then a generalist can be a really good place to start. And we're going to explain why.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is someone that can grow with your team. And if you are doing like what Jo said, getting a marketing person and a bookkeeper and a this and a that, that's going to add up really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with what a generalist is. So a generalist, when it comes to virtual assistants and outsourcing, is someone who can be across multiple areas for you. So they can dabble a little bit in your bookkeeping and they can do some general admin for you and they can do some executive assistance and reschedule some appointments for you and be in your inbox. So they're doing a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah. They're not like deeply specialized in one thing, but they have a pretty good skill base across general areas, and they're like, very effective at handling a bunch of different tasks across different kind of areas in your business. Yeah, it's the best place to start because when you want to hire a specialist, I feel like there's a lot more kind of pre-work to get things ready for that person to take over like a whole area. A generalist can really just jump in straight away and start hit the ground running and start with a few tasks, and you give them more, and they're like really easy to onboard.
Yeah. And you have to be quite specific on what you want when you've got a generalist. Like you need to know what it is that you're looking for if you're going to get a specialist.
Yeah.
So a generalist, we quite often get people coming to us at Strictly Savvy just saying, I don't know exactly what it is that I need, but I know that I need help. And so this is exactly where it's perfect to have a generalist jump in and they can take a bunch of things off of your plate, especially if you're at that stage.
Yeah. I think it's a really cost-effective way to start and also a very simple way to start. So yeah, one of the other things about the generalist too is that it's really flexible. So a specialist is more fixed on like, this is my role and this is what I do and I don't do anything outside of that. Whereas a generalist can, flex and change and adapt to what you need. And, if there's a big project that comes in and you need help with something over in this other area in your business, then they can adapt to that and they can be flexible about what kind of work they're doing. So I think that's really handy for someone who's just new to outsourcing.
Especially if you are looking for a virtual assistant. Often people are looking for a virtual assistant when it doesn't make sense to have a full-time team member. And when you have a full-time team member, usually you're hiring them for a specific role. Whereas if you've identified that a virtual assistant can help you out with this role instead, it's likely VAs are going to be a lot more efficient, which we've talked about before, because they're only billing you for time that they have spent on your specific tasks and projects. So they're doing a lot more in a lot less time for you. And yeah, if you don't have a specific role that fits in this little box over here that makes sense to have an employee doing that full time, then a generalist is going to make a lot more sense for you because they can do a bit of this and a bit of that. And often an employee role doesn't look like that.
Yeah. And then once you bring your generalist on and as your business starts to grow, that's when you will start to get more clear on what exactly it is that you need specialist help for. It might be that you're essentially trying to be a specialist across all the areas in your business. That doesn't always go well. And you're getting more clear as you grow about like, oh, actually, this is taking me a lot of time, or this is really not my wheelhouse, or now my business is at the point where it's gone beyond your capability in a certain area. And that can be some triggers for you to say, oh, actually, right now I'm ready to get a specialist. I can see revenue coming in. I can see that, we've got the funds to be able to bring in those specialists now. So that's the kind of point where you're like, okay, the generalist is working really well. I'm now at my limit of my capability in this key area, maybe say marketing. I'm going to get a specialist that can help me with my marketing now.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the time, again, when people are coming to us at Strictly Savvy, there's a lot of general tidy up that's needed to get things to that point where they're ready to get a specialist. So it could be that their inbox is a mess and there are a bunch of debtors that need chasing to get some money in so that they can start looking at that specialist option. And the good thing about an agency is that agency can grow with you. So you have your generalist, and then we do have at Strictly Savvy, for example, and other VA agencies, we have specialists in bookkeeping and in marketing or design. So you can start bringing in those specialists as well.
Yeah. Some freelancers will be generalists and that's what they do. And then some will be specialists. So there's definitely options out there in terms of how you go about getting your first generalist. Could be a freelancer or an agency. And then you really want to look for someone when you do start to hire a specialist that only does one thing and does it really, really well.
Yeah. And to be able to get to that step, you do need to identify what it is that you want to hone in on. So you can't just, again, be like, I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's time for a specialist, because you need to get very specific.
Yeah, I feel like going back to your point about when you hire the generalist, it's generally do quite a lot of tidy up and putting processes in place, putting tools, systems, streamlining things. And that's a really good option to start with, because then once those things are in place, things get a lot clearer about what are the now specialist gaps that you can start to fill. And those specialists can come in and not have to spend their time like streamlining and getting things set up in processes. You want them really focused on what they're good at, because the systems and processes are already in place. They can hit the ground running. You get much better return on investment from like what you're paying them.
Yeah. If you're at the point where you don't know what you need, but you know you need help, then a generalist is always going to be your best option. If you have already done some tidy up, already got those systems and processes, like Jo said, then a specialist is going to be potentially a better option for you. But again, a generalist, you're going to get more bang for your buck, and you're going to have a lot of things taken off your plate in a lot of areas. So if you do identify that you need a little bit of this and a little bit of that, it's probably worth talking at least about a generalist first before looking at a specialist.
Yeah, because I think the generalists too, they help you figure it out as you go. Yeah. You don't have to have all the answers with a generalist, as you definitely have to have some answers with a specialist.
Yeah. And if you're not quite sure, then we would love to hear from you at Strictly Savvy. So you can book a call with us and we can discuss what options might suit you and your business best. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, rate, and review for the Get Savvy podcast.